Hello everyone and welcome to the video. We've got a weekly container video today covering each of this week's escalation missions and showing you where all of the containers are. We've got the Art Museum this week, Capitol Building, Jefferson Plaza, Lincoln Memorial and Federal Emergency Bunker. The reason why you might want to know where these containers are each and every week is because prototype pieces now drop in containers when you're playing escalation. So you want to open them up, and you can open them up once per day per character. So you can farm these boxes as well as the missions each day to try and get your proto drops. Now, in terms of container density, I'm going to say this week the containers on the Art Museum and Lincoln Memorial have the most. So they'll be your best farms, with Federal Emergency Bunker, Capitol Building, Jefferson Plaza not having that many. We'll get into this now. We'll go in the order of the missions shown here at the escalation board and show you where all those containers are. Enjoy the video. There are 11 loot containers inside the Art Museum mission. You'll find the first one in the second area behind a locked door. Continue on to the next big area to find the second loot container. Continue forward a little bit more and you'll find your third container. Straight after the one you just picked up, you'll have to navigate this elevator. At the top of the rope, there'll be a locked door hiding another container. Keep progressing in the mission until you have cleared the exhibition. Before you go outside, there'll be one more container. Two more containers can be found when you have to interact with the Echo. From the Echo, just move forward to find another container. After this container, just head into the next room and clear all the enemies, and you'll find two more. And the final container of the Art Museum can be found once you've headed up the elevator just before the Rat Queen encounter. There are 4 loot containers inside the Capitol Building mission, and the first one can be found just before you enter the building. From the last one, just head inside the building to find the second container. After you have cleared the next area with the jammer, just move forward through the door to find a third container.
On the Capitol.
And the final container of the mission can be found after clearing the house chamber and just before accessing the roof. There are 5 loot containers in Jefferson Plaza, and the first one can be found in the second area where you head down and there is an objective to sabotage the train. It's in the right hand side train. The next container can be found when you climb up and come back outside. The next container can be found in the area after you destroy the 3 tanks. Multiple ways to get into this area, but it's a room where the roof has fallen in, and you're just looking for this little room here. The last 2 containers can be found towards the end of the mission. As you head up the stairs, you'll find your first container just behind the desk. And then once you've collected this one, just look into the final area and you'll see a parachute with some loot on it. Shoot this down for your final container of the mission.
Exiting contaminated area.
This is it.
There are 9 loot containers that can be found inside of the Lincoln Memorial mission. The first one can be found once you're inside the building and you're inside the Abraham Lincoln Gallery. Soon after your first container, you'll be heading downstairs and you'll find 2 more locked behind a gate. Keep moving forward from the last set of containers to find 2 more containers down the stairs that are again locked behind a gate.
DC-62 detected.
Heads up. Isaac just ID'd those shells as chemical weapons. Can't afford to let the True Sons escape with those. You've got to find a way to close up that tunnel.
And then from the last containers and just before your next encounter with enemies, you'll find 1 more container hidden behind a locked gate. As soon as you have finished your next enemy encounter, head through the doors to find another container that is hidden behind a gate. And then just head upstairs from that last container to find your next one. In the next area, which is the last area before the boss encounter, you'll find your final container of the mission, which is again locked behind a gate. There are 5 loot containers inside of the Federal Emergency Bunker mission. The first one can be found as soon as you've cleared the first area. After the 3rd area of the mission and as you're heading upstairs, you'll find container number 2. You'll find a 3rd container once you've cleared out this generator room. The 4th container can be found after you've cleared out the kitchen. And the last container of the mission can be found once you finish with the room where you have to put out all the fires.